Hello, hello! Alright, I'm back. We're live. I hope everything works this time. I don't have any desync issues today. Alright, so I'm making the terrible mistake of not installing and testing this beforehand. So I'm gonna try to install it now. And if this doesn't work out, we'll play something else. The heck does this here? Peel sticker here. The sticker can earn you a free backup disc. Details on backup order form. Proof of purchase sticker. Fancy. Okie dokie. Well, let's figure this out. Oh gosh. Alright. So we got 3 IBM 3.5-inch floppy disks. Let's start with disk A. And then I guess I'll check. That is a thick book. We gotta read this whole thing beforehand? Ooh. Maybe not the whole thing, but we will look into that. Let's see if that is... Okay, no. Okay, does the book have anything on installing the game? Just want to see. Always good to check the documentation first. The World of Space 1889! Character and career generation, planetary exploration and ground combat, space travel, navigation and combat, and appendix. Okay, this is on the world of... Okay. Well, we'll get to that. Oh yeah, I should also put my live notification in my Discord. If you guys want to know when I go live, you could join my Discord. Or you could just follow me. Either way, I don't really care. But if you're in the Discord, you could chat. Let's see. Alright. That's done. Whew, okay. Alright. Let's just go ahead and set this box back here. There's nothing wet. Oh, that is slightly damp. I should move this. And I should get a little towel. Oh. That's moved. Moved. Box. Alright, back there. Okay. Alrighty then. That goes there. Okay, I don't see any directions, so let's just access the A drive. No idea what this is, but I feel like I'm gonna love it. Hey, Bean Boy with the 6-7s, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, this is gonna be assuming it all works. I haven't installed it yet. But I'm feeling hopeful. But yeah, so Space 1889 right there. It's got like boats in space, and they use I'll read all the the lore and stuff once it's like installed. But yeah, it's like if space travel had been invented or discovered or whatever in the 1800s, essentially. My glasses literally taped together in the middle? No, they're not taped together. I don't know if you can see there. They just got a metal bit in the middle. Holds it together. Maybe it's just like reflecting or something. I think it's just reflecting the light. Okay, let's see. We got start, we got driver. No. Sound, no. Config. What are we doing? You have those same style glasses? Do you really? The 1950s American Optical? Okay, there's setup. Okay. Alright, then I'll run setup. Yeah? Oh, that's cool. Alright, oh wow, okay, we're already on the copy protection. Even before the installation. That's interesting. Okay, in the manual, type in the word found on page 46. Page 46. Page 46, there you are. Paragraph 1, line 3, word 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alchemists. Alchemists. What do I want to do? I want to start a new game. Let's create a party disk. Okay, this is... Okay, this runs a... This seems like a... Insert save game disk and drive A. Oh, okay, this is going to be one of those type of games where you don't, like, install them. You... Interesting. Okay. Kind of like Wasteland, I guess. Let's see if I have any blank floppies up here. I should. Good. I got some out in the hall. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Okay, well, since we are like the British Empire in space, let's go with red. Alrighty, let's get the thing here. And we want to stick you right there. That should do it. Okay, and then Space 1889, and what is this called? This is a save disk. All right. Yeah. Okay. Pull the thing out. So let's this one in. I think it's already formatted for IBM. But... Insert save game disk and drive A and press any key to continue. Where's the any key? Your spare pair now? Oh, cool. Party has been made. Oh, that was easy. You're removing boxes all morning and completely depleted your energy for the day? Before noon? It's almost 4 and you feel like a corpse? Oh no. Oh no. Hey, it's a Zeph! Mighty Zeph hath risen. How fare thee? Oh, Viking. Have you been killed by any death skeetos? Hello, Sir Hatchling. Most lurking because I'm curious and still awake for this stream this time and need to clean stuff. Alright. Hello, Bean Boy. Alright, the party has been made. Press any key to continue. Cool. Insert character generator disk in drive A. What the heck is... Alright, which is the character generator disk? Well, let's see here. Character and career generation. Let's see. You know what? I'm just going to read this part right now, since there's enough of you here to read some of the lore, and it might give us some good information. So, welcome to the world of Space 1889, a world filled with scientific wonders, strange civilizations, international intrigue, and of course, adventure. This computer adventure is based on the pen and pencil science fiction role-playing game of the same name. It is a highly unique concept because despite the fact that Space 1889 deals primarily with outer space exploration, it is set in the 19th century at the height of Victorian colonial expansion. How is this possible? The 19th century saw the birth of science fiction and the works of the early masters of this genre. H.G. Wells, Jules Verne, and Arthur Conan Doyle still have tremendous appeal. Their speculations about interplanetary travel and alien civilizations were based on sound principles of science as it was then understood. Since then, we have discovered that principles such as those proposing the existence of luminiferous ether, at that time widely accepted, have no real foundation in fact. What if they did? What if instead of quantum mechanics and relativity, there was only the ether? And what if the fertile, brilliant young mind of a young inventor named Thomas Edison discovered the method to travel through the ether and explore the secrets of our solar system? The answer to that question is what this game is all about. 1. A note on gender. For ease of expression, all references to characters and game players in this manual use the masculine pronoun. This, however, does not imply the exclusion of females, either as players or characters in the game. Although Victorian society did not encourage women to embark on careers of danger and adventure, the large number of women who did so anyway is ample proof that it was possible. For more on this theme, see the Women in the Victorian Era section of this introduction. 2. The World of Space 1889. The period from 1870 to 1900 was historically one of tremendous political, social, and technological change. In Space 1889, this is even more the case, as flight and space travel have added to the other achievements of this era. This section of the manual is designed to give players an overview of the era as it applies to the concepts of the game, its many opportunities and occasional limits. This is not an authentic historical account. It is a mixture of actual history coupled with science fiction. Ether, do you restore MP in this game? You might. You just might. Technology. Although electricity was known and utilized, widespread residential use of electricity was just being adopted. Many homes were lit by gaslight, and all appliances were hand-powered. Indoor plumbing, on the other hand, was widespread in the cities of the industrialized countries. Industry was almost universally powered by coal-fired steam boilers. Oil-burning boilers were used where oil was plentiful. The gasoline engine was developed by Herr Benz and Herr Daimler of Germany in the mid-1880s, and Otto von Diesel was tinkering with an oil-burning internal combustion engine of his own. None of these were in widespread use, however. I gotta add that disclaimer to make sure people don't think it's real. Ether, I hardly know her. Okay. Transportation. Transportation in the 1880s was notable for its lack of single-person mechanical vehicles, such as the automobile. The closest to this was the urban cab, but the cab of the 1880s was horse-drawn. Trips outside the city would usually be made by train. powered by a coal-fired steam locomotive. Horse-drawn coaches still serviced areas not linked by rail, and travel in primitive surroundings was by horse or even foot. On the water, the sailing vessel was still used as a slower but cheaper means of transporting low-priority cargoes. The majority of cargoes and passengers were carried in steamships. Steam vessels were in the midst of a tremendous increase in power and efficiency due to adoption of more advanced engine technology and forced-drop boilers. Mr. Parsons in the United Kingdom produced his first working steam turbine in 1884, and this invention promised an even more efficient steam transportation in the near future. In the game, you will be able to transport your party of characters on land, by foot, or by horse, across water in sailing vessels, and through the air in zeppelins. Flight. One of the great differences between the world of this game and the historical 1880s is the greater incidence of flight. Edison's discovery of liftwood on Mars in 1870 and its subsequent use in aerial steam vessels provided a tremendous spur to aeronautical research. Count von Zeppelin produced an efficient hydrogen-lifted rigid airship in 1874 that was powered by a lightweight steam engine, and in the 1880s began producing airships using the more efficient internal combustion engines of Air Daimler. At the time of the game, these are in widespread use. However, flying machines are built using liftwood whenever possible. Liftwood is the product of a tree, which grows in certain parts of the Martian highlands. It synthesizes a complex organic compound with contragravitational effects. Attempts to artificially reproduce this compound in the laboratory have thus far failed, and the trees will not grow anywhere except in certain locations on Mars. Thus, the supply of liftwood is severely limited and is the cause of many conflicts. Wait, he already visits Mars and they had space travel anyways? Mount Doom energy? I don't know, Zeph. Space travel. Interplanetary space travel was first demonstrated by Thomas Edison in 1870, and while it is hardly commonplace, it is an accepted part of life in 1889. It has made possible the establishment of extensive colonies on Mars and Venus, frequent visits to Mercury, and occasional visits to the Moon. Space voyages are fairly long, typically taking a month or more between worlds. The voyages are made in interplanetary ether flyers powered by large solar boilers. A reflecting lens directs the sun's rays onto the boiler's water tank to produce steam and power the ship without the need for combustion. Ships do not carry enough oxygen to support continuous burning of coal for several weeks. Because the sun's rays are quite weak farther out from the sun, solar-boiled powered ships have so far been unable to explore beyond the asteroid belt that spans the distance between Mars and Jupiter. Weapons. Military weapons are, at the time in the game in which the game is set, in a period of transition from breech loaders to bolt-action magazine rifles. 1889 is the first year in which large numbers of British infantry turn in their Martini Henry breech loaders for the new Lee Metford 8-shot bolt-action rifle. Artillery has been largely converted to rifle breech loaders, and for light close-range work relied on the ingenious and deadly Hotchkiss revolving cannon, something like a large Gatling gun firing exploding rounds. But the new technology of quick-firing guns, such as the British 4.7-inch naval gun, promised an even more dramatic increase in firepower. Machine guns had been in service since 1861 when Mr. Gatling invented his famous weapon. Still in widespread service, it had been supplemented and to an extent supplanted by newer versions of man-powered machine guns, such as the Gardner, Nordenfeldt, Montigny, Mitrailleuse. All of these weapons relied on a gunner turning a crank or operating a lever to continue firing. In 1889, however, the British began buying their first quantities of the Maxim gun, a self-loading gun that would continue firing under its own power so long as the gunner held down the trigger. International relations. Britain was, in 1889, a constitutional monarchy. America was a stable republic, and France an unstable one. Germany and Russia were empires ruled by hereditary monarchs, and Japan was a society in transition, a curious mixture of the new and the old. All aspired to great power status. However, and in 1889, great power status required interplanetary colonies, trade, and liftwood. Like how they were talking about how you can travel along using trains, horse, walking, automobiles, and like regular stuff, and then immediately jumps into, hey, Thomas Edison traveled to Mars and found special wood that lets us space travel casually. Yeah. In the year 1889, Great Britain was approaching the height of her power, pride, and prestige. She was the mistress of an empire which covered a quarter of the Earth's dry surface and exerted a quiet iron grip on the water. She controlled much of the world's commerce and led the globe in manufacturing production. She possessed a political stability unknown amongst the nations of Europe, and had 2 years before celebrated the 50th anniversary of the coronation of her ruler, Queen Empress Victoria. There seemed no limit to British energy, ambition, and resolution. The frontiers of the empire were being pushed back farther every day, and since Edison and Armstrong had plummeted into the atmosphere of Mars 19 years before, there were vast areas of 2 planets upon which the sun, it was said, never set. Britain and the world. In the middle of the 19th century, British governments were concerned not with the expanding the empire, but with making a profit from the useful colonies and areas that already existed. By the 1880s, however, a new spirit of populist expansionism had taken hold. The new imperialism, embodied by men like Chamberlain and Cecil Rhodes, was a creed of the white man's burden, of divinely inspired missions, a right and duty to dominate foreign lands and peoples as a race of natural-born rulers. This was not the old style of mercantilist empire, though the profit motive loomed large in its manifestation and its rhetoric, but a new proud vulgar expression of British ambitions. Not surprisingly, Britain had few friends. Her European neighbors generally envied British wealth, disliked British boastfulness, and if they laughed at the small size of her army, had a healthy respect for the might of the Royal Navy. Relations with the French were built upon an ancient rivalry and threats of an invasion by Napoleon III in the 50s and 60s, and the Fashoda incident of 1898 almost brought the two to war. Relations were worse yet with the Russians, for the great game of intrigue and exploration over the northern gateways to India was in full swing. Germany was increasingly seen as an economic threat as her industry grew in leaps and bounds. The new Kaiser, Wilhelm II, was prone to making grandiose and excitable comments that worried his great-aunt Victoria and her government. Landlocked Austria-Hungary was of minor concern to British interest, while the minor nations, Italy, Spain, Portugal, and Turkey, were treated with a cavalier mixture of patronizing goodwill and callous disregard. The only nation which seemed to be growing closer to Britain was the United States, where people spoke most of the same language and claimed an Anglo-Saxon heritage. Victorian values. Victorian society was characterized by strong adherence to a widely accepted set of values through which many of the actions of the British government and her citizens can be explained. Each value tended to produce both virtues and vices, sometimes paradoxically, at the same time in the same person. All that was best and all that was worst about Victorian society lay in these virtues and vices. See chart. Okay, there's a chart. There's a chart, you guys. See chart. I don't know if I can even... Can you guys read this? I don't know if you guys can read this. Value, honesty, virtue, personal integrity, fair dealing, vice, naivety, and disdain for alien codes of behavior. Okay, so you choose like what the character's values are, and then it gives them a positive and a negative concerning that value. So if you give them the pride of race, then they have high self-esteem, But their vice is racism and bigotry. Okay. Okay. Loyalty, sense of duty, is the virtue. Vice is failure to examine orders or actions of comrades. Value, resolution. Virtue, dynamism, strength of purpose. Vice, inflexibility and intolerance. Value, progress. Virtue is concern for improvement. Vice is disregard for foreign values, tendency to meddle. Value is enthusiasm. Virtue is good humor and vigor, but the vice is lack of foresight and planning, failure to learn from others. Value of sportsmanship. Virtue is fitness and team spirit, but the vice is obsession with games and anti-intellectualism. The virtue of bravery, or the value of bravery, has the virtue of courage and leadership, but the vice of rashness and militancy. The value of detachment has the virtue of fair judgment and cool reasoning, but the vice of coldness and lack of sympathy. Is this Morrowind? This sounds like the kind of shit the guy hanging out front of the grocery store would shout at me before asking for a cigarette. Not at the resolution I'm rocking. This is Morrowind. The very first one definitely sounded like Morrowind. What? Pride of race? High self-esteem? Racism? Bigotry? Yeah. Enwa! Or the honesty, personal integrity and fair dealing, or naivety, disdain for alien codes of behavior. I mean, I guess that fits Morrowind too. Anyway, at his best, the Victorian Englishman combined a boyish zest for hard work and adventure with tremendous personal courage and integrity. At his worst, he was smug, prudish, half-witted, hostile to everything alien to his race and class, and pointedly obsessed with sporting activities. The difficulty for... Way to talk about the British. Smug, prudish, half-witted, hostile to everything alien to his race and class, and pointedly obsessed with sporting activities. Alright. The difficulty for outsiders was that very often all these attributes, positive and negative, could be found in the same individual. Add to this mixture the frequent eccentricities cultivated by Victorians, and one might meet a particularly rum character, or queer fish, a fellow whose obvious virtues were somehow counterbalanced by strange or unattractive quirks of character. Players should be aware that a general acceptance of and adherence to these basic values is essential to the success in Victorian society at large. However, that does not mean that the characters you generate in Space 1889 are obligated to rigidly play out each and every virtue and vice appearing on the chart. One second. Okay. Did you know Thomas Edison actually went to Mars and found flow? Whoa! Can I have a smoke? It's just accurate. Victorian society. British society in the 19th century was divided quite sharply into classes, which determined the lives and expectations of its members. Movement between classes was not easy. It was difficult to gain acceptance when attempting to rise, and it was shameful degradation to fall. In descending order, as a Victorian observer might see them, the class hierarchy ran as follows. The royal family. which was at this period fairly large. Beside the Queen herself, there were royal personages in key positions in society. The Prince of Wales was the leader of the London fast set of bon viveurs, while the Queen's cousin, the Duke of Cambridge, was commander-in-chief of the army. The aristocracy was the elite of British society in terms of wealth, prestige, and power. Hunting, elegant parties, winters in France, afternoon drives, and dinner at the Carlton or the Turf Club. These were the pursuits of a leisured class, a class whose wealth, though based in rolling acres of prime farmland, allowed them to live wherever and however they chose. The real aristocracy, as opposed to the county squires of Berkshire and Kent, consisted only of some 200 families, and those born to rule usually knew one another from childhood. A man was expected to be a leader. Women were luxuriously cloistered and bargained away in marriages, every bit as arranged as those of India. Their educations were limited to music, art, and the conduct of befitting a lady. The gentry were the poor relations of the aristocracy. They were not dukes or earls, though some might carry minor peerages or baronetcies. Baronetcies, okay. That's a new word. Often a very ancient lineage indeed. In education and attitudes, they were much like the higher nobility, but with lesser expectations, assumptions, and of course, bank accounts. Their traditional offices of government were those ancient county appointments, magistrates and sheriffs, rather than ambassadors and ministers. Likewise, their career paths were the same restricted avenues: estate management, the church, the armed and diplomatic services, and perhaps law. The county gentry had strong ties to the land, carried traditional responsibilities seriously, and were stable and honest, and retained tremendous respect in their communities, far greater than any self-made man could ever expect. The county gentleman could be expected to be a model Englishman, courteous and dutiful. Below the quality of the shires was a group that has received little recognition as a class, but which would contribute its sons to the service of the empire in large numbers. These were the country doctors, parsons, lawyers, and the better-off type of landholding or tenant farmer. The traditional roles were as supporters of the gentry and the old rural-based order. Many would gravitate to the army and navy, or the civil services of India or Certus Major, where they would enjoy a frugal prosperity and a sense of useful position. The urban middle class were the Victorians par excellence. It was the values and virtues of the urban middle class, like self-help, duty, competition, and piety, that came to define the era. In their prosperous respectability, the tradesmen, lawyers, manufacturers, parsons, and clerks came to dominate the tone and many of the institutions of British life. It was a middle-class empire, and Victoria, in her attitudes and pronouncements, was a middle-class queen. The rise of the Victorian middle class was a consequence of a burgeoning economy fueled by Britain's industrial and commercial dominance in world affairs. The middle-class man tended to look down on the workers, who were so clearly morally inferior in their drunkenness, poverty, and savage amusements. And when he had contact with the poor, it was often with the plan of educating and improving them in his own likeness. The middle class was not adventurous in spirit. Caution, planning, thrift, and profit were the watchwords. The middle class provided the traders, the professional men, the engineers, and the senior clerks. The working class of the cities fell into several categories. At the top were the craftsmen, the artisans, who with careful budgeting, good health, and 12-hour shifts could attain a modest prosperity and adopt some of the comforts and values of the middle class. Below this comfortable working class came the poor. They made up the largest group of urban Britons, yet they were unrecognized in any form other than a narrow and unfair stereotype. The myth saw the poor as immoral, drunken, and shiftless. In truth, since they were overcrowded in tiny, dark, cold rooms and grossly underpaid for their labor, they had every reason to fit this image. The harsh life of bad food, cruel habitations, work that was backbreaking in effort and seldom steady meant that the city poor were stunted and malnourished. The rural laborers were perhaps the poorest of all. The green fields might not run rife with pickpockets and beggars, but there was little hope for the comfortable life of an established town artisan. Many countrymen made their way to towns in the hope that, since employers liked the thick-set, red-faced men of enormous strength from the shires, they might find success. The urge to escape rural poverty was strong, and country-born people could be found at the ends of the earth and beyond. As soldiers and sailors, domestics, horse handlers, blacksmiths, and any position that honest labor and a strong back could take on. The army. Britain did not have much of an army by the standards of continental Europe. It did not help that the British Army had no permanent tactical organizations of brigades, divisions, and army corps, nor did it have a general staff on the Prussian model. It was a very old-fashioned army. German military attaché reported, "It is excellent for fighting savages, just as ours is excellent for fighting the French." Indeed, the British Army was a superb instrument for small-scale operations against irregular opponents. It was at this regimental level that the British Army was unequaled, which served rather to mask the manifest inadequacies of officer training, staff work, tactical theory, and logistical support. The combat arms. Modern training emphasized dismounted action with carbines, mounted scouting, and pursuit of a beaten foe as the work of the cavalry, but natural conservatism, success against spear-armed opponents, and a belief in the virtues of the arme blanche meant that cavalrymen, even the highly experienced Indian regiments, still looked for a chance for the knee-to-knee charge with sword and lance. Gunners and engineers were, as groups, the most modern and professional elements in the British Army. With rifled guns, some muzzle-loading, others breech-loading, and with balloon detachments, railway companies, telegraph crews, and steam traction engines, the technical services looked forward to the 20th century rather than backwards to a glorious martial past. Women in the Victorian era. The traditional picture of a Victorian womanhood presents an image of frailty and timidity. An oppressed group of rigidly corseted into a sternly respectable second place to the male. There were, however, women unwilling to bow to convention, and many more whose outward genteel graces concealed a spirit of strength, vision, and adventure. The introduction to the game scenario. Alright, so that was, I guess, the world. And now, here we go. In Space 1889, you will create 5 characters, male or female, from among 6 attributes and 24 skills. See characters and character generation. After your characters are generated, you will be asked to choose the leader of your group. The introductory sequence of the game will be centered around that character. The scenario begins at a reception in a London museum where an exhibition of recently discovered Egyptian artifacts is about to be presented. Archaeological expeditions in Egypt are often occurring. Several tombs have been discovered, but the tomb of King Tutankhamun, rumored to be filled with priceless objects, remains hidden in the desert sands. Every notable in the fields of anthropology and archaeology are at this gala, black tie affair. Wealthy upper-class members of society are also present. You, your lead character, have been invited to the exhibit opening as well. Upon arriving at the museum, you are surprised and happy to see 4 friends, the other members of your party, who worked with you on archaeological expeditions in the past. The joyous reunion sparks reminiscent stories of adventure and excitement. It has been several years since you worked together, but the comradeship still exists. Later in the evening, you overhear a conversation between 2 men. They are discussing a proposed expedition to the Valley of the Kings in Egypt. Apparently, the location of King Tut's tomb has been discovered. One of the men is holding a report outlining the proposed expedition, to be funded and carried out by the Germans. After their discussion, the two men leave the reception. You present the idea of undertaking a journey to Egypt in search of Tut's hidden treasures. Your friends eagerly accept, whether it's the excitement of viewing the Egyptian artifacts in the museum or the need for excitement and intrigue. Your group of adventurers is back in business. Your adventure begins as your party leaves the museum reception in search of the elusive man who has the report outlining the proposed German expedition. Before anything else, you have to get that report. So begins an epic journey that will carry you across the world, from the scorching deserts of Egypt to the mysteries of the Far East. Your adventures may also lead you to the mysterious realm of outer space, where you will travel to the dark caverns of the moon, the deserts of Mars, the swamps of Venus, and the lush valleys of Mercury's twilight zone, in search of the answer to the greatest mystery of all time. I stopped talking about the space stuff for so long, it felt like it was swept under the rug. What? I mentioned space travel? No, that's not real. Okay. Character and career generation. An exciting aspect of Space 1889 is its unique character and career generation system. You will be responsible for determining a character's strengths and weaknesses by choosing a set of basic ability scores you wish to develop. Further, once you develop a character, you will be able to select his career. You can also personally create new careers for your characters. This approach differs from other computer role-playing adventures, which assign characters a set of initial attribute scores that can't be changed. For example, if you want one of your characters to be physically strong and agile, you can keep generating basic ability scores until the character has high numbers for strength and agility. On the other hand, if you desire a character with a keen mental edge, you can choose a basic set of ability scores that include high intellect and social level numbers. The Space 1889 character and career generator is simple to use, but detailed enough to let you mold your characters into likeness of your choosing. This is extremely important in a role-playing environment because your characters will grow to mean more to you than just a computer graphic with a name. Other computer role-playing games offer little control over the development of characters and their careers, thus making it difficult to fashion a character that is truly your alter ego. The character generation process was designed for ease of use and enjoyability. In your spare time, you may want to generate characters and add them to your character pool. If one of your characters perishes during gameplay, you'll be able to replace fallen members of your party with one of the auxiliary characters from your character pool. It's not mandatory to generate extra characters. The character pool will already have several pre-generated characters from which to choose. If you do not want to generate your own at all, you can choose pre-generated characters and get right into the game. Selecting from lists. Throughout the character and career generation process, you will be asked to select an option from a list shown. You will notice a blinking box surrounding the first option you can select. Use the keyboard, joystick, or mouse. Your technical supplement provides additional information on which peripherals may be used in your version of the game. To move the box to the option you wish to select, press the return, joystick button, or left mouse button to make the selection. To abort selection, press escape or right mouse button. Character pool and party organization. The main menu in the character generation program allows you to control your character pool and organize your party of characters. The options and their descriptions are as follows. Okay. Add character to pool, remove character from character pool, add character to party, remove character from party, load party, save character pool, view character, create characters, exit program. Alright, to generate characters, you must select add character to character pool. Okay. Alright, let's... I'm not sure which disk is the character generator disk. I'll put in disk A, maybe? Oh man, where are we getting characters? We're getting characters, Zeph. We're getting characters. Let's see, is that right? I don't even know. Is that the right? Not like us? Chat? Yeah, chat could be characters. Let me just like figure out how to make characters first, though. Create party disc. No, I already made the party disc. Use party disc? What? Oh. Oh god. I don't know what happened. What's going on? Okay. Yeah, I think I chose the wrong disc. Jogresk! Hello! Welcome! Hello, hello! Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Hey Zeph, could you do a shout out here? Break it already? Possibly. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate it. How you guys doing? Happy December, everybody. Happy December. We're trying to get started here with Space1889. It's a Victorian science fiction role-playing game. I'm just trying to figure out how to make characters. Let's see, what were you playing? Let me try to catch up here. Oh no, I can hear Mother Brain coming. Hide. Big box and everything. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'll introduce some things. I do a lot of like old stuff on original hardware. Let me see if I can go to full screen here. That is the wrong one. Hold on a second. Let's add in. There we go. Okay. All right. So you wanna focus? Okay. So you can see here. This is my 486 that I built. I've got the. Oh, I should turn on the rolling. I don't know if this game uses it, but it might. I got the MIDI modules here, and yeah, it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing that I built, and got a big monitor. Anyway, love the shirt. Thank you, Dude Meister. Appreciate it. We went through a few requests. Dungeon Keeper. Oh, sweet. Dungeon Keeper's awesome. Power Slave. That's also cool. Let me catch up. Let's see. Last Night at Camelot. I don't know that one. Cool. Dir/P. Yes. Crap. Elitist SCs. It's nice setup. Thank you. Very nice. Everyone has a SC55 of me. Oh. Roland Synth. Yeah. I've got the SC55 and SC88 and the MT32 hooked up here. It is a 21 inch. Yeah, it's a Intergraph 21 SD107A is the model. Okay, 1 second here. Let's. If I can figure out what the heck I'm doing. I'm not sure which, because it told me to put in the character generation disc, and wasn't sure which one that is. Let's see, this start? I don't know. Intergraph, yeah, Intergraph. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Love an SC855. Yeah, no, I absolutely adore the 55 and the MT32. They're amazing. They yeah. Yesterday I did a full playthrough of the heck. Why am I on Windows for work groups? What the heck? Okay. Sorry. Yesterday I did a playthrough of Monkey Island. And it, yeah, the MT32 sounds so good on that. Oh, that's disc C. That's why. That's why. I need disc A. What the heck am I doing? Alright. clack the keys back to 1995 of a modern solution to emulate one. That works too. I used to work for a company owned by Intergraph, not hardware, software. Didn't know they made monitors. Oh yeah, yeah. You can look up the I think it was the John Carmack monitor. He had a widescreen. It was like the same size heightward, I think, as this one, but it was a widescreen, and it was like 1080p, and it was made by Intergraph. It's like super rare, super sought after. It was like $10,000 when it was new. Yeah, the John Carmack monitor. That thing would be, I don't know, that thing's nuts. But kind of similar, but that one was, of course, the widescreen. Let's see. Okay, so what am I doing here? Like the shirt, best game ever made? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I have a lot of Doom stuff around in my room. I don't know if you can... Wait, that's the wrong... Again. I'm always moving the wrong cameras. I can move this back here. You can see my my Doom shelf behind me there. a lot of Doom crap. Now I gotta fix this. Oh, there we go. Oh no, there we go. Okay. Doom collectible helmet? Yeah, I've got the classic helmet and the Doom Eternal helmet. There. Okay, so setup here, I think. So setup. Go back to here. Oh, right. In the manual, type in the word found on page 60. Okay. Page 60, paragraph 1. Line 5, word 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Goose! Okay. So I want to start a new game. Create party disk. Let's use party disk. No, that's what does this weird thing. Okay. Hey, thank you for the follow, Cat Peasant, Joe Gresk. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get the game started here. We were just reading the manual and learning about some of the lore.
Good luck.
Use party disk means load game. Yeah, that would make sense. Right, this is empty. Okay. I don't think I have like any little sheet that says put in this disk. I don't think there's anything really actually. It's a big manual, but they don't. This is like all in-game and lore stuff. Game mechanics and lore. Okay. Well, that's fine. So we're gonna set up. Oh, right. Hey, is that, Oh. No, that's not the right one. Okay. Your permit to own and operate an Ether Flyer has been revoked. There you go. 58. Gosh, this is a little bit annoying. Paragraph 3. Line 10, word 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boiler. Okay, so continue saved game. Start new game. I guess create party disk. We'll do that again. Insert save game disk in drive A. Press any key. Party disk has been made. Insert character generator disk. Okay, which disk is the character generator disk? Let's see if I can find it online. I don't know. Character generator disk. Is that... I don't know if I'm gonna find this. It's the manual. Okay, yeah, I see like almost no information on this game. I think I tried disc B last time, so let's maybe put in disc C. Maybe? Happen to have a Pentium MMX yourself? Your 21-inch CRT broke? Aw. Lucky you still have the 16-inch? Oh, man. Hey, your mom, how you doing? Never seen this game? Yeah, this will be my first time playing it. If I can figure out... Okay, it's not doing it. Figure out which disc is the character generator disc. Awesome manual supported copy protection, yeah. Did you try reading README on disc 1? You know, that would be a good idea. That would be a good idea. Okay, oh, the current drive. Ew. British notation. Wait, what's going on here? Pounds and pennies. Interesting. Okay, we got a whole bunch of options here. Oh, okay. Okay. Sure. I'll mess with that in a second. But first I wanted... Okay, there it is. There is a README. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Let's see. Insert character gen disk in the current drive and type README and press enter. You want to redirect the output to a file type, README file name. Printer type. Redirect output to a printer? Oh, okay. Alright. Following is a list of the corrections, clarifications, and additions to the manual, changing disk names. You will need to make backups of the game as the setup configuration is written to the first disk. When copying the disks, you will need to rename the disks. Change should be such. Okay. Boot, sounds, CGen. So disk 1 has the character gen? Is that? Character generator. Here we go. Please do not write on the original diskettes. Alright, remember to write softly with a felt tip pen. Some options have been added to the character generator's main menu. These are A. Use this party. This takes your current party, shown at the bottom right hand side of the screen, and allows you to use them in the game. After you select this option, you will exit the character generator and start the game. This is the bottom, there could be an update. Oh, okay. The game is figuring out how to start the game. Print player. This option allows you to print out a player's attributes, skills, starting wealth, starting health, career, social level to a printer. Okay. Ground exploration. In the party information sheet, all objects that a character is currently using are surrounded by a blue box. Cannot recruit new players as stated on page 15 of the manual. This option was in the original design, but the designers felt that the game would be too easy to solve if you could always add new characters. Oh, okay. When buying objects in stores, the price of objects is based on the bargaining skill of the player who is buying the object. The name of the planet you're walking on or the city you're exploring will be displayed beneath the day in the day window. You can only load a previously saved game during the ground exploration phase of the game. There is only one ether port on each planet. The ether port is on the planet map. It is not in a particular city. Ground combat. Okay. I'm taking the new orders phase of the combat. When ordering one of your characters to move, you will try to walk only toward the spot you told them to walk to. Alright. N key will turn you to fight. Mode for, okay. Space combat. Alright, we'll figure all that out. But mouse interface has been greatly enhanced. Alright, that's good to know. Okay. Okay. X copy A : / to 1889. Oh, wait, no. C : / Alright, let's copy this. Oh, wait, no, it's not right. Oh, am I doing? Oh, I'm doing the wrong way. Sorry. Let's see. 1889 is a directory. Thank you. Seems to be more in-game changes. Yeah. Seems to be. Usually insert disc 1 and it just prompts you. You have to make characters before you can boot the game. Yes. I think so. That's how it sounded anyway. Oh, cg.exe. That's probably the character generator. Maybe I can just run that. No. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so we have set up SM. Alright, CG driver. Okay. Computer graphics then? Yeah. Alright, page 85. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Word 1, medieval. So continue save game, start new game. I want to start new game. I created a party disk. So let's use party disk. Okay. Okay. Here we have characters, start, career. Hey, indie dev guy, how you doing? All right, I can try it. 53, paragraph 1, line 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Permeable. Okay, start new game, use default characters. Okay, nothing. If you tell it to use party disk, then select hard disk. Did you miss it? No, we're trying to get it started. Okay, let's see here. 27. 2, 3, 4, 2, salary. So start new game. If I go to previous menu here. Current drive is a hard drive. Yes. Okay. Start new game. Use sound preference. Speaker Soundmaster, Covox through Soundmaster. VGA, EGA, Tandy. Okay. Good, just snaked out your sewer line? Stupid pipes love getting clogged? Oh no. What the heck? Okay. What is going on? Yeah, I tried the default characters, and it just goes back to DOS. Yeah. No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, like start new game. Party disk, no. Gotta go shopping. Alright, Beam Boy. Maybe the game will be started, maybe. Getting the game started is part of the game. Difficulty level nightmare. Break out the dribbly candles and 3 sticks of equal length. Do we have CRC errors or maybe corrupted file? I don't know. I don't know. That's how your Wing Commander floppies went? It's possible. I could check and see if it's like on my abandonware or something, and I could just copy it over real quick. Space 1889. Alright, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Alright, I'll do that. Just a second. Got my hard drive on a compact flash card here, so I can just pull that out. Stick it in the little USB reader. Copy it on the main PC. Alright, so 9. Go ahead and. Okay. It's on. Is there any advantages to a compact flash? Well, it's faster than a traditional hard drive. I also have a hard drive on here, so there's a compact flash and a regular hard drive inside. But it is faster because it essentially is like an SSD, I guess. And I can just pull it out, swap files onto my main PC. That's kind of the big thing, I think. SD card would probably work the same. yeah, SD card would be the same thing, pretty much. So, not really any difference between those two. That I'm aware of, anyway. Okay, so we have this copied just from my abandonware just now. We got 1889.com. Maybe I'll try running that. We have a setup file here as well. I don't know. We do have setup. Setup. Okay, here we go. So we'll do VGA, I guess. I don't know what Kovacs is. I have no idea what that is. Does this say on the box, like... Oh, someone pulled off the sticker saying the spec requirements. Oh. Great. I'll just try the Kovacs through Soundmaster, see what that does. I don't know. Mouse, maybe? Hard drive, save, yes. Page 71. 1, 2, 3. Line 9, word 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bungalows. Bungalows. There we go. Start new game. Okay, let's create party disk. Try that. Oh, save game. Oh, drive C. Okay, well, alright, whatever. Party's been made. Okay. So, use party disk. And we have the same thing that just happened. Okay. Okay. What if I put 1889? Alright. The man. Okay, page 85. Okay. Is that a. Okay. Paragraph 1, line 11. Is that medieval again? Yeah. Okay, start new game. Use default characters. Hey, we got something! Oh, no picture. Sorry. Sorry. There you go. Okay. Okay. We got a game. We got a game. August 3rd, 1889, journal entry. I, Professor Wells, record this journal entry after one of my most vigorous and exciting evenings ever. I consider myself extremely fortunate to have received an invitation to this grand black tie affair. Immediately, I was struck by the realization that some of the most influential members of London society, as well as the most famous archaeologists in the world, were in attendance to analyze the astounding artifacts discovered in the tomb of the Egyptian pharaoh, Ramses VI, unearthed less than a year ago. Only took us an hour. Gotta go to bed. Alright, no problem, Jagresk. No problem. And internet, like the old days. Have a great stream. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Good night. Hope you sleep well. I must admit that the exhibit was more fascinating than I had ever imagined. The brilliance of the solid gold jewelry, the detail and precision of the wood carvings, and the delicacy and perfection of the alabaster sculptures sent a pulsating wave of emotion through my body. Memories of days long gone, of adventures and intrigue, came rushing back with surprising clarity. For a time, I believed I could settle down and live a more stable existence. I became a skilled professional in the inventor career. But after seeing these priceless treasures, I fully realized that I cannot hide from my true identity. I am an adventurer. Later, as I studied the neatly chiseled hieroglyphics on the inner lid of the pharaoh's gold casket, I overheard a startling conversation between an Englishman and a German named Klaus von Schmeling. Von Schmeling exclaimed that a German archaeological team uncovered a detailed map of the Valley of the Kings in Egypt. The map marked possible locations of King Tutankhamun's tomb. I gathered, as the conversation progressed, that von Schmeling wanted the Englishman to contact potential financiers who could fund a German expedition. Von Schmeling promised to provide a detailed report to the Englishman the following day. But I couldn't clearly overhear where the meeting would occur. The two men parted company, and I was left with my thoughts. Facial hair 1889. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, well, there's a whole section in here on, like, making your characters, which I don't know if, like, how we can do that. But I guess we could use the default characters, I suppose. Planetary exploration and ground combat. Whole section on this. I don't know. I'll come back to that. This is page 35. Yeah. The legend of King Tut's tomb has always intrigued me. Maybe, just maybe, I could get there first. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity was staring me in the face. I was in a room full of some of the most adventuresome and courageous individuals in the world. I've worked with many of them before, and some of them are my close friends. I approached 4 of the most seasoned candidates attending the reception. I recounted the conversation I overheard, and passion filled my voice as I issued an unbelievable challenge that 3 hours ago I would have never dared dream to utter. Let's combine forces and journey to Egypt to discover the priceless treasures of King Tutankhamun, the famed pharaoh of Egypt. Surprisingly, without any additional coaxing, my friends eagerly accepted. We all agreed that von Schmeling's report is a logical starting point. There's no time to waste. We left the museum and set out on the adventure of a lifetime. I'm back in business! Ah. Kovacs init error. Cool. Oh, but the game is working. Okay, can you guys hear the PC speaker through the mic there? Yeah? Okay. Hey, I have a mouse. Okay. Beep, beep, beep. Let's see, right click. Take. See, nothing to pick up here. Oh man, it's Monkey Island all over again. Okay, this is interesting. Can I... How does this... Lead items... Choose, exit... Choose... A1 London... Professor Wells... Thinking it was Monkey Island too. I see why this felt like setting up Windows. It's got its own little OS on the go. Yeah, it does. Ooh, okay, that's a... Oh, okay, so this is my safe? Query? Talking to yourself is not going to help. It said seasoned candidates? I thought, oh no, here comes the cannibals. See, nothing to pick up here. Let's see, take... Space. Study, maybe? Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe I should finish... Yeah, maybe I should keep reading the manual. Alright, let's get back to the manual a little bit here, I guess. Ooh. An exciting aspect of Space 1889 is its unique character and career generation system. Well, that sounds cool if we could figure out how to make it work. Yeah. There's a... Okay. Weird. I don't know why the can't get the program to work. But... Okay, character creation, character menu options. No, that's the thing that we can't get to work. Okay. Attributes and skills. Study items only. Hopefully it's not dependent on Kovacs. Okay, I do want to know what the attributes and skills do. So let's read that. Character attributes are divided into two main types, physical and psychological. Physical attributes are strength, agility, endurance. Psychological are intellect, charisma, and social level. Each attribute is defined by a number from 1 through 6, with the higher numbers representing greater proficiency. In the case of social level, the number defines a specific social class to which the character belongs, as shown below. Attribute 6, aristocracy. 5, wealthy gentry. 4, gentry. 3, middle class. 2, tradesman. And 1 is working class. Definitions for each social class are contained in the Victorian Society section of the manual introduction. Let's say, for example, that Sean O'Connery has the following attributes. Sean O'Connery. Physical strength 6, agility 3, endurance 1, psychological int 2, charisma 4, social 5. Sean's strength attribute of 6 makes him a remarkably strong man, perhaps the strongest in Europe. His agility is average, but his endurance is very low. He has below average intelligence, but sufficient charisma to make him a likable, agreeable fellow. His social level of 5 indicates that he is from the wealthy gentry. That's giving Daughter of Serpents energy? I heard more than a paragraph about stats. This is totally a your mom game. It's a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen game. It is based on a tabletop RPG, yeah. The Space1889 is a tabletop RPG, of which this is based on. Skills. The game includes 24 principal skills divided into 6 groups of 4 each. And each group is associated with a particular attribute. These skills are listed in the attributes and skill chart on the following page. So, here we go. For the attributes here, we have strength, fisticuffs, throwing, close combat, and trimsman. Intellect, observation, engineering, science, and gunnery. Endurance covers wilderness, travel, fieldcraft, tracking, and swimming. Agility covers stealth, crime, marksmanship, and mechanics. Charisma, eloquence, theatrics, bargaining, and linguistics, and social standing affects writing, piloting, leadership, and medicine. Is it FASA? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's not. I think this is Game Design Workshops, GDW. Okay, explanation of skills. Fisticuffs. The ability to hit an opponent with fist or foot and cause pain or injury, and also the ability to hold and restrain an opponent or conversely to struggle free from an opponent's grasp. Fisticuffs from an opponent, or fisticuffs skill, would be used in any situation where a character attempts to subdue or silence an opponent with a blow, wrestle someone to the ground, or fight off an attacker. Throwing. Yeah, I think it has some relation to Traveler, but it's not Traveler. But I think it may be like sort of an offshoot of Traveler in a way. I think that was GDW. Throwing, the ability to hurl objects accurately. Yeah, they made Traveler, okay. As a weapon skill, this is used as the equivalent of marksmanship with any thrown weapon, spear, knife, hatchet, etc. It is also used to determine success when hurling grappling hooks, heavy lines, rocks, grenades, etc. Close combat. This skill defines a character's ability to keep his head in situations of mortal danger, and use a weapon effectively. The primary emphasis of close combat is on bashing weapons, edged weapons, or polearms. Whenever a character attempts to use any weapon in close combat, whether a firearm or melee weapon, the close combat skill is used to determine success. Fun fact, I found the original 1977 Traveler box set at the thrift store 3 years ago. That's freaking cool. It's awesome. That is really cool. I would likely never have anyone to play that with if I found it. I can't even get people to play, like, 2nd edition D&D with me. Trimsman's skill is the ability to maintain a liftwood vessel in proper level trim. Liftwood vessels are supported by many individual liftwood panels, which provide varying amounts of lift, depending on their angle toward the surface of the planet. The exacting task of maintaining trim requires almost constant adjustment of the individual panels. The focus of the trimsman skill is on cloud ships or interplanetary ether flyers. Agility. Stealth is the ability to move silently and avoid detection. This skill is used to determine the character's ability to sneak up on guards, creep past enemy outposts or sleeping animals, lurk in shadows and dark alleys, etc. Marksmanship indicates the character's ability to hit a distant target with a firearm or bow. The emphasis of the marksmanship skill is on pistols, rifles, including carbines and shotguns, and bows. Let's see. Can't quite make it out, but are those the FF8GFs on top of the shelf? Yes. Yeah, they are. I've got some more in the other room on a other shelf there, but up here we have, you can see, who's, what's the name of the guy with the arms and the swords? Got like 3 arms on one side. And there's a Bahamut up there as well, and I think Diabolus is in the other room. Greg! You got 8 FF8 girlfriends? Gilgamesh, that's right. Yeah. Gilgamesh. Had those, but had to sell them during a time when you had no money. Ah. Yeah. That's a bummer. It always sucks. Yeah. Gotta get rid of things like that. I didn't know you have those with the helmet holding out on me more. I think I've sent you pictures of like my shelf in the other room. The one that I set up with all the Final Fantasy stuff and the Earthbound stuff. Okay, mechanics. The ability to construct, operate, and repair machines. The prime emphasis is on steam engines, electrical devices, or skill with precision machinery. Prime skill covers a familiarity with one or more of a variety of illegal practices. The primary emphasis is on forgery, lockpicking, and pickpocketing. Endurance-based skills. Wilderness travel is the ability to travel across uncharted and hostile country, an essential skill for explorers and adventurers. The primary emphasis is on mountaineering, foraging, and map-making. You don't recall seeing that? Oh, okay. Fieldcraft is the ability to judge the lay of the ground and use its potential to the fullest. Fieldcraft skill determines the ability of a character to move silently through the woods, use the lay of the land to move under cover and unobserved, and take up covered positions with good fields of fire in combat. Tracking is the ability to detect and follow the trail of a man or animal. This is particularly important for hunters, but is also useful if pursuing a fleeing enemy. Swimming is the ability to avoid drowning without the use of flotation devices. Observation is the ability to notice things. The skill defines the ability of a detective to notice clues or items out of place. The ability of a soldier to notice an enemy ambush or signs of enemy movement. The ability of a scientist to notice an unusual rock formation or the skeleton of an extinct animal, etc. Engineering is the ability to design and supervise the building of structures. The primary emphasis is on structural engineering, bridges, roads, dams, buildings. Naval architecture, the design of nautical and aerial vessels. Explosives, the use of dynamite and gunpowder to move earth and rock or destroy structures, or earthworks, the construction of military fortifications. Cracker. Huh? Whose footprints are these? Yeah. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid. The science skill covers a familiarity with the basic laws of science and the body of scientific knowledge. Primary emphasis is on physics, chemistry, biology, geology, archaeology, or astronomy. Gunnery is the ability to man and direct the fire of large weapons, including muzzle-loading cannons, such as the Martians use. Okay, the Martians use muzzle-loading cannons, you guys. Breech-loading cannons of the modern European type. Machine guns, including rotating cannons of the Hotchkiss type, and exotic weapons such as the Smuts discharger. Eloquence is the ability to convince non-player characters to go along with your ideas. This is particularly important when trying to convince a financier to fund an expedition, or a bureaucrat to issue a special permit. Theatrics. The ability to play a role convincingly is covered by theatrics. This skill defines the ability of a character to fool NPCs when impersonating someone else, or the ability to tell convincing lies. It's also used when preparing a successful disguise. Bargaining, the ability to effectively negotiate. This determines the ability of a character to get the best possible price when buying or selling an item. The ability of diplomatic personnel to negotiate with foreign officials, etc. Linguistics is the ability to learn, understand, read, and speak foreign languages. Social level. Riding. Riding is the ability to control animals when riding them. This skill's primary emphasis is on riding the terrestrial horse, the Martian Gashant, and flying Skrill, or the Venusian Pachyosaurus. Piloting, the ability to steer a vessel. While a skill level of 1 or greater is sufficient to operate a vessel, higher skill levels are useful in avoiding crashes and hazardous situations. Higher skill levels are also necessary to attempt and survive difficult maneuvers. Primary emphasis is on aerial flyers, Martian cloud ships, zeppelins, interplanetary ether flyers, nautical sailing vessels, and desert vessels. What about riding shoe puffs? I think that goes into the riding skill rather than the piloting skill. Does the game even present opportunities to do all this stuff? Yeah, I'm really wondering that. I am really wondering that. Leadership is the ability to project a forceful, commanding presence. The skill is used to determine a character's success in rallying demoralized troops, recruiting followers from NPCs, facing down brigands or thugs, and so forth. Medicine. A knowledge of medicine and the ability to administer care to wounded and ill characters is covered by this skill. Medicine skill determines the chance of successful recovery by a patient, and the length of time that a specific recovery will take. So careers. Career selections. Careers have prerequisites for entry. Can I... Party. Okay, here's my party. Professor Wells. He is part of the gentry. He's an inventor. Okay. Strength 5. Agility 5. Endurance 4. Okay, so he's pretty good at fisticuffs and throwing. He's actually fairly stealthy. He's an okay mechanic. Decent at traveling. He's an okay rider. A little bit of eloquence. Very observational. Very good engineer. And good at science. Rides the Schupa? So we got Professor Wells here. My health is apparently at 3 out of 4. I don't know why it is not full, but okay. Whoa. Or is that 8 out of 4? The heck does that mean? Okay, we got Lady Marie. She's part of the aristocracy. First career is Dilettante Traveler. Health is 10 out of 5. Okay. She's actually very strong. Very strong. And very good. She's better at fisticuffs than Professor Wells is. Okay. She's good at throwing somewhat. Fairly stealthy. Minor marksmanship. Minor swimming. Extremely good at travel. Good observation. Some science. Linguistics. Okay, she's really, really, really good at medicine. Piloting and riding. Okay. Then we have Elizabeth, who is a detective. Alright. Pretty high stats. Like. And she is particularly good at... observation. Science. Decent. Stealth. Crime. She's really good at crime and marksmanship. Also really good at fisticuffs. Why are my two ladies like just super good at fisticuffs here? Well, maybe is everyone kind of okay? Everyone's fairly good at fisticuffs, but the ladies are like better than the two guys here. Let's see. We got Sydney Webb. He's a foreign agent. Foreign agent. Okay. And we have Sir Walter, who's a colonial officer? Colonial office. Wealthy gentry, aristocracy, gentry. Got all these, like, rich people. Guess that fits. Okay. Detective, foreign agent. Okay, yeah, let's see what some of these careers are. Maybe? All characters begin the game with a fortune or life savings. This represents the money they have accumulated or inherited, which is available to bankroll any expedition. Characters with a social level of 5 or 6 receive an annual income equal to their initial fortune. Okay. Career listings. Okay, we got here. Foreign office agent. It just says the prerequisites. Colonial office, male only, prerequisite, social 4+, bargaining 1, linguistic 2, eloquence 1. Okay, these aren't really... Okay. These aren't really like descriptions or anything. You can create your own careers for the game. Select create careers from the main menu. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Okay, planetary exploration and ground combat. Throughout your adventures in Space 1889, you will visit the planets Earth, Mars, Mercury, and Venus, as well as the Earth's moon, Luna. These worlds vary from the high population and varying environments of Earth to the scorching deserts of Mars and the humid swamps of Venus. You will encounter many unique individuals on your journey, some of which will be members of alien societies. Some of these aliens include Martians, Lizardmen, Moonmen, and Selenites. The characters you meet can be helpful to your adventures, or they can oppose you any way possible. As you explore planets, your party may be attacked. In situations like this, you can utilize the advanced combat system in the game to plan and execute your battle strategies. While exploring planetary surfaces, all action takes place on 2 game screens, the overhead interface screen and the combat screen. The overhead interface screen appears during the 1889 gameplay. The setup of the interface and the descriptions of the screen are as follows. Okay. So if I... How do I go back? Here we go. So, up here, this is A. This is a small description area. There are 3 different descriptions displayed in the portion of the screen. These descriptions change depending on what action you perform. The descriptions are: the current day. While exploring a planet, city, or building, the current day will be displayed here. Item description. When picking up, viewing, using, or dropping an item, the name of the item is displayed in this area. Name of a person. If you talk to an inhabitant of the planet you're currently exploring, the name of that NPC will be displayed here. Mustache Daddy is hot. Oh my gosh. Let's see, B. B is here to the left. This is a picture area. There are 3 different types of pictures that will be displayed. Ground picture. This will change depending on what type of terrain you are walking on. Item picture. When picking up, viewing, using, or dropping an item, the picture of the item is displayed in this area. Or NPC picture, if you talk to an inhabitant of a planet you are currently exploring. C, D, E, F. These options... C, D, E, F. That's right here. C, D, E, and F. Right there. Choose up arrow, down arrow, exit are for mouse users only. They are used when selecting an item from a list. Okay. G. A basic description of the leader of the party is displayed in this area. Description consists of name, gold, health, current health, and the level where the leader becomes unconscious. Oh, okay, so his health is at 8. He becomes unconscious if he reaches 4. Okay. Weapon. Fists. That's his readied weapon. And then you have strength, agility, endurance, intelligence, charisma, and social level. And then H. A picture of your party leader appears. You will select pictures for your characters during the character generation process. If the character is riding a horse, a small horse's head will appear in the upper left side of the picture. If the character is unconscious, a skull will appear in the upper right. I. This area is used for different purposes. Land map. Okay, so which one's I? Okay, that is this big section on the right. When exploring a territory or city, this portion of the screen shows the party leader figure on the overhead portion of the map. During ground exploration and movement, your party is represented by one figure. During combat sequences, your party breaks into 5 individual figures, each with its own unique color. Talking to an inhabitant. Okay, making a selection. Okay, cool. Alright, and then J, this is the small text area. Messages that appear in this portion of the screen are usually warning messages detailing certain options that your character can't perform at the time. K, all gameplay icons that can be used in the game appear in this section of the screen. Descriptions of the icons can be found in the section Gameplay Icons. The universe of Space 1889 is interactive. You must perform certain actions to get necessary responses that will thrust you deeper and deeper into the plot of the game. You perform actions by using a series of icons located at the bottom of the overhead interface screen. Shit. See the picture of the overhead interface screen. To select an icon, either position the mouse pointer over the icon and press the left mouse button, or press the key corresponding to the highlighted letter of the icon name. The overhead icon R, Take, allows you to take an object lying nearby. All objects in the game are initially displayed as brown bags. If an object can be taken, you are asked to name the character taking the object. The picture and object name appears on the left side of the screen. Select one of your characters to take the object and press the return key. If the character you selected cannot carry the item, you'll be asked to select another character. Okay. Drop drops an item in your inventory. Query allows you to communicate with a wide range of NPCs. And from the overhead map, position your party leader so he faces the individual you want him to talk to, then select Query. Cure allows you to cure a member of your party. First select which character will perform the medical treatment, then choose the injured character. Okay. Items allows you to view the items of your current party. Use allows you to use an item. View provides a description of any portion of the map that your party's facing. Okay, so if I press View, Professor Wells exclaims, "All I can see is a chest!" Study provides a description of any object in your party leader's inventory. Okay, that's... I see. Okay. Lead allows you to change your party leader. Party accesses the party information screen. Okay. Fight initiates ground combat mode. Rob allows you to rob an NPC inhabiting the Space 1889 universe. Oh gosh. Hunt, you can track inhabitants and creatures on a planet by selecting this icon. After this icon's chosen, your party leader will tell you the number of paces necessary to find the nearest NPC or creature in the direction you are facing on the overhead map. The tracking skill affects your character's ability to successfully hunt. Game provides the options save, load, pause, and quit. Let's see, talking to inhabitants. That's fine. I think that's pretty self-evident. Movement on the ground is measured in days. The amount of time devoted to each day varies depending on the portion of the game you're playing. The length of days in the game time is shortest when you're traveling through space. Okay. Fatigue. At the end of each day, a fatigue factor is determined for each of your characters. Rest. In order to rest, you must discover an inn or pitch a tent. Food. Each player eats 2 meals per day. Ground combat. Although character interaction is the most important part of Space 1889, there are times when you need to battle enemies or deadly creatures. The combat system is designed so that you, the player, control one of your party's 5 characters personally, while giving your other 4 characters a combat strategy they will carry out without your direct intervention. Combat design allows all 5 of your characters to get into action in battles against 1 to 5 opponents. In combat mode, the overhead map window extends the entire length of the screen and remains stationary while your group of characters breaks from the party leader to figure to 5 individual figures representing each member of your party. Also notice the bottom of the screen has changed. Combat screen is divided into following segments. Viewable map size has been increased. Character combat information. There's several ways to initiate combat. You can change each of your character's combat strategy and change the character you are controlling at any time. Press the N key to start a new action for your characters. At this point, the combat sequence will stop so you can take time developing a new battle strategy. Okay. I think I'll come back to that maybe if we need to. Combat strategies. Items you can purchase. Okay, that's all. Alright. Okay, alright. Then we have space navigation and things that I'll come back to as needed. Okay. 2 hours of trying to get the game to work and reading the manual. There we go. Cool. That's how these games are. So, query equals talk. Alright, we've reached the section we needed. Whew, I love these old games where the title of the game takes up an obscene amount of real estate on the screen. Yeah. Damn, days go by quick. Oh gosh, it's already day 42? Oh no. Should I start over? I should have paused the game. Alright, well. Rob? There's no one here to rob. Let's see, use? View? All I can see is a wall. View. All I can see is a chest. Can I open the chest? Fight! Okay. What did I do? What did I do? Oh gosh. Ground combat, pressing A allows one of your characters to attack an enemy character. Okay, I don't think that works. How do I close combat? Oh my gosh. Nicholas Petrus! How's it going? Spent 40 days staring at a chest. How do I leave combat? Oh my god, how do I end combat mode? Whoops, okay, yeah. Fight initiates combat, yeah. So how do you... There are 6 combat actions that can be executed. They are attack, change weapon, reload, current weapon, move to a new location, block an enemy's attack, or flee. You want flee? Weapon allows you to change your character's current weapon. Reload, move. Block. Flee option only works in combat attack phase and initiated by the character you're personally controlling. The flee option regroups your party and takes them out of combat mode. Okay. So. How... Ah, there we go. Met put up his fists and can't put them back down. Oh my gosh. Alright, I don't know what I can do with that. Who's this? Oh, that's a chair. I thought that was a person. Okay. You can see as a shelf. Alright, I think I need to pick up these bags. No, those are plants. I thought they were bags. Alright, I have nothing here, but we can leave. Okay, where am I? Oh, I'm outside now. A keg. There's a keg. Alright. Let's, There's a person! Talk. Good day, chaps. He's the museum curator. Cure? I don't want to cure. Okay. Great late 80s sound effects here. Think you should activate the king's sarcophagus? Activate the king's yeah. Sometimes my words get messed up. We are looking for the tomb of King Tut. Like that is our goal right now. I mean, not in here, but Male. His name is Male. Oh no, his name is Heinrich Schliemann. Okay. My Intungerstung in Tuncher Accountungs of Homersch Borgerich on Obsertion Iver Chervotungerk my Untungergerliefer Tunga Uncoverching Episochus in Homerix Liefer Tuncher. What? What is he saying? Sure. What? Sure. Whatever you say. It's a thick accent. Is that what that is? Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh card. Oh, okay. to go, like, translate his dialect? You hear your stomach rumbling. Oh no, because it's been 50 days. Been sitting here for 50 days. Haven't eaten in a month. How would you like to spend the night in one of me luxurious rooms? Luxurious rooms. Sure. Yes. You spend the rest of the day in the room, resting. Everyone leaves feeling refreshed. Okay, cool. If you're gonna be exploring seriously, you would be wise to buy some fever serum for only $50 or £50. It could be the best investment you ever make. Object. Who will trade? Professor Wells? Okay. Buy object. How much do you wish to pay for the item? To the amount in pounds. You have 1,600 pounds. 50 pounds? Dr. Maxwell Ravenhands. Not Maxwell Ravenhands? Dr. Maxwell Raven hands over the fever serum. Okay. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Someday you will be glad you met me. Okay. Okay. Oh, gosh. Is that maybe what that one language skill does? Translates it to English? Oh, maybe. That could be. Was there a language skill? Who will buy food? Oh. Lady Marie. You can buy 32,767 days of food for cost of 8 pennies per day. Jeez. How much food do I want to purchase? I don't know. 5,000. Stop back in at least 500 days. Okay. Convenient 16-bit maximum there for some reason. That's funny. Oh, you're now entering the city of London. Is this what London looks like in 1889? Is there a shop for, like, where I can buy lots of guns and things? Not enough pollution for 1889. Oh, that's the museum curator again? Oh, I'm back in here. Oh, yeah, okay. Do you love that jackhammer sound when you walk? Commoner, pleased to meet you. Okay. You're now leaving the London city limits. Have a nice trip. You're now entering the city of London. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of curious. Game paused. If I... Does it say anything about, like... You should go to the shop. Various items, objects, and firearms can be purchased on the planets you visit during your journey. These can be acquired from alchemists or in pawn shops, markets, and weapon shops. There are many more items that can be acquired by bargaining with NPCs. Likewise, there are items your characters may discover on the overhead map. In both of these instances, these are items and objects you cannot purchase in stores. Here's an overview of the items, equipment, inventions, and weapons you can purchase in stores. Okay. Oh, sure. Sound is now off. The sound is now on. You don't need to buy any guns, you're literally a gun yourself. Alright, what is this shop? Archaeology shop. Has the object? What object? Ferum sealer? Serum? Fever serum? Okay, wait, no. No, this isn't... Alright. Ah, there we go. There's guns. I want to buy weapons and ammo. Let's buy weapons. Alright, Lady Marie will buy Professor Wells. Can I get a shotgun? .20 gauge double barrel shotgun? 12 gauge scattergun? Buy a Gatling gun? Oh my god, we can buy some really just pop into a local shop and buy yourself a 1-inch Gatling gun. Alright, okay, what do I want to buy here? You know what? I need to look at some of the descriptions. Here we go. So, firearms. Single barrel pistol. This is a one-barreled breech-loading cartridge pistol, of which the Remington rolling block pistol is typical. Light revolver. This is a small caliber pistol with a single barrel and multiple shot rotating cylinder, of which the Hopkin and Allen 32 caliber revolver is typical. Heavy revolver. This is a large caliber pistol typified by the Colt single action army. Oh my gosh, think Professor Wells should be like a spaghetti western? Frickin' revolver ocelot over here with a single action army. Light multi-barrel pistol, a small pistol with 2, rarely more, barrels, sometimes called a derringer. Heavy multi-barrel pistol, a 4-barreled pistol typified by the British Lancaster pistol. We got bolt-action rifles, a modern rifle with a 5-round magazine, such as the French Lebel, the Austrian Mannlicher, or the German Mauser. Such weapons have manually worked bolt, which loads and ejects each round. Bolt-action carbine, we have Lee Metford bolt-action rifle. Recently adopted on a trial basis as the British Army's new combat rifle, the Lee Metford is similar to other bolt-action rifles with the exception that it has a larger 8-round magazine. Breech loading rifle is a single-shot cartridge weapon typified by the Remington rolling block rifle or British Martini Henry. Breech loading carbine, lever action rifle. Oh my gosh, there's so many options here. Lever action carbine, muzzle loading rifle. Muzzle loading carbine. Smooth bore musket, a primitive muzzle loader lacking the grooves in the barrel rifling, which give a rifle bullet stability during its flight. Consequently, the smooth bore musket has a shorter range and is less accurate than rifled weapons. Heavy double rifle. Okay. Shotguns, 12 gauge double. In shotguns, gauge is a measure of bore diameter, expressed in the number of lead balls of that barrel diameter which make a pound. Double means the weapon has 2 barrels. By 1889, most shotguns used modern type cartridges rather than loose powder and shot. 12 gauge lever action, a shotgun with a tubular magazine capable of holding 5 cartridges. The weapon is cocked and cartridges loaded and ejected by means of a manually operated lever. The Winchester repeating shotgun is a typical example of a lever action shotgun. 20 gauge double is a smaller type of shotgun with 2 barrels. 12 gauge scattergun is a standard 12 gauge double barrel shotgun with the barrel sawed off to give greater effectiveness at close range, favored by American desperados. Oh my gosh. Machine guns, Gatling, 50 caliber. A hand cranked machine gun with 6 to 10 rifled barrels grouped to rotate around a central shaft. As the crank is turned, the barrel is revolved, each barrel in turn receiving a cartridge, firing it, and moving out of the way for another. Gatling guns have a very high rate of fire but tend to jam because of their complexity. Gatling 1 inch, a larger version of the 50 caliber Gatling gun. Weighs 250 pounds. Mitrailleuse, a hand-cranked machine gun with 25 stationary barrels and detachable breech block containing the cartridges for each. Gunner places the block in position and turns the crank, camming the hammer to each barrel and firing them in sequence. 300 pounds weight. Gardner is a hand-cranked, 2-barreled machine gun. The operation of the crank loads, fires, and ejects a cartridge from each barrel alternately. Gardner guns have a slower rate of fire than Gatlings, but the water-cooled breech of each barrel allows the fire to keep up longer. The simpler mechanism of the Gardner gun is less prone to jamming than that of the Gatling gun. The Nordenfelt, a machine gun with 1, 3, or 5 barrels, each with a separate ammunition feed system. Unlike other machine guns, the Nordenfelt uses a side-acting lever instead of a crank. The gunner draws the lever back, which ejects the spent rounds, and cocks the hammer for each barrel, then releases it, which loads a fresh cartridge and releases the hammer to fire it. Nordenfelt guns are less prone to jamming, and the action of working the lever automatically clears the jam in the normal course of firing, and except in the single-barrel version, the other barrels still fire, so a jam is not as critical as on other weapons. The barrels can be adjusted to be parallel or angled for a fan-shaped spread of fire. And the Maxim gun is a single-barrel water-cooled machine gun which uses the force of one's cartridge recoil to eject the spent round, load a fresh one, and fire it. This sequence continues until the gunner removes pressure from the trigger or the ammunition is exhausted. Maxim guns are just entering the experimental service with the British Army, although the gun has been on the market since 1883. Alright, you know what? I think I want to give Professor Wells. He seems like the kind of guy to use a single action army. We'll go with that for him. Heavy revolver. Alright. Cool. Now we will... Lady Marie will pay. And Lady Marie... Can I look at my party from here? No. What will Lady Marie use? I think she would like to use 12 gauge shotgun. Let's see, we want the lever action? Lever action might be good. Lady Marie has bought herself a 12 gauge lever action shotgun. Cool. We will get for Sydney Webb. Or no, for Elizabeth. No, Lady Marie. Okay. Elizabeth will get it's probably a good idea to keep to like same weapon types really. So that we can like share ammo if needed. Yeah, 12 gauge. Although it would be nice to have a little bit of variety. Lever action rifle, bolt action rifle, bolt action carbine, and bolt action rifle. I gotta be like all FPS characters and have like 20 different types of guns. Each person's just like carrying like 5 different guns. Oh man. So what? Bolt action rifle. The LM. The Metford rifle, but with a shortened barrel. Okay. Bolt action rifle. Alright, I'll give her the, Elizabeth can have the bolt action rifle, so we can have something long range. And a heavy revolver. She'll get both. Okay, Lady Marie. We'll buy for Sydney. Let's see, how, the Maxim machine gun's like huge, right? Where the heck is the... There we go. I feel like I probably shouldn't buy like a full-on Gatling or a Gardner until I maybe like have a ship. See, the Nordenfeld's not terribly heavy. It's only like 15 pounds. Nordenfeld? Yeah, I'll get him a Nordenfeld. Think of this for shared ammo, you only get like 1 bullet per character, but if you give Elizabeth a handgun, she'll keep all 87 bullets, while Professor Wells gets to keep his 92 rockets for his rocket launcher. Oh my god. Okay, you get a 12 gauge sawed-off shotgun, or do we want a double barrel? Let's go with the double barrel. Sure. Alright, and Sir Walter. Sir Walter. Double rifle, smooth bore carbine. No, I don't want smooth bore. Double like Doom guy. 12 gauge double. Alright. Get him one of those. And I get him bolt action carbine, maybe? Get him a bolt action rifle. And a heavy revolver, sure. Alright, so now we gotta buy ammo for all this stuff. Lady Marie will buy ammo for Professor Wells. Oh, okay, how does this work? Let's see, melee weapons, armor. Oh, we gotta buy some armor too. Okay. Inventions. Planets. Okay. Pawn shop. Bank. Port. To buy ammunition, you're asked which character will buy the ammunition and which one will receive it. Then you will select the ammunition type and the number of rounds you want to buy. Okay, it really doesn't give me that much information on buying ammo. Let's see, so shot, shell, grape shot, shrapnel. How many rounds do you wish to purchase? 100? The Lady Marie, she's got a 12 gauge lever action shotgun, so shot. Oh. Elizabeth, she has the bolt action rifle. Shell? I'm a little confused by this. Heavy revolver. Let's see, Sydney. Double shot. I'm trying to see like what ammo types I need for each weapon. You know, a whole other page. I don't know. I don't know. We'll buy ammo. Alright, you for Sydney. Current account 100. You can only purchase only one type of ammo for each weapon. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, maybe it doesn't really matter for this. Okay. Alright, I think we are good on weapons and ammo here then. So if we go to items, here, study. Oh, there we go. Heavy revolver. Fever serum, heavy revolver. Let's look at the party. And you've got a 12 gauge shotgun. Oh, oops. You have... the heck? Bolt action rifle and a revolver. Okay. That's good. How do you load them? How the heck do you load them? Use? Use. How do you load the guns? Not heavy revolver, it's heavy machine gun. Oh my gosh, how do you reload? If your character's current weapon's out of ammo, you can reload it by selecting this option. The option is mainly used in combat mode for the character you're personally controlling, since the other characters in your party automatically reload their weapons themselves. Okay. Combat actions, reload. Okay, maybe you just worry about that in combat. I feel like you could load it to, like, prepare, but... yeah. Alright, so we bought guns. We have a lot of guns now. What is this place? Greetings, bloke. Here to see London, eh? Well, there's lots to see, like old Stonehenge, Salisbury Hill down there more a bit, and the stately British Museum. Cool. Is this a pub? Might be a pub. Drop shot, rocket lawn chair. Feel like we should play Metal Slug. Yeah, we could play Metal Slug. Okay, so that's food. I already bought food. This is the inn. That's where we sleep. Okay, where are the other shops? Wish I could see a little bit more of the map. Or have like a map of London or something so I could know where the heck things are. Oh, you're now entering the city of London. Oh. I would like to go buy some armor. You're now leaving London. Have a nice trip. Okay. Guys, we left London. Day 100, Earth. What's in here? I'm now entering the city of Angkor. What the heck? Did I just... What? What is this? All I can see is a monolith. Am I still in England? Who is this? A monk? Respect our traditions and rituals and go in peace. Is this still England? Nice Sonic the Hedgehog draw distance when you're running at the edge of the screen and still have to react. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna save. Just in case, so we don't have to do all the buying of stuff over again. Okay, I don't know why. It seems like we're in a monastery of some sort. World power will once again belong to Selden, the master of Mars and the founder of the Worm Cult. Okay. Sure. If you say so. I'm just trying to find, like, a clothing store. Who will pay for the... Who has the object? Oh, it's an archaeologist, okay. Rob that guy? He sounds like he needs to be robbed. You know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. Space monk? Alright, rob. Your inexperience has angered the person you're trying to rob. They're angered by the my inexperience? It wasn't like that I was trying to rob them. They're just angered by the inexperience. Okay, let's change my lead to Elizabeth. She's pretty... You find nothing on the person. Okay. Alright. The space monk didn't have anything. I tried to rob him. Okay, figures. Sounds like a machine gun when you're walking. Now leaving the Angkor city limits. What the heck is this? Oh god. That's a rhino. I just got attacked by a rhino. Can I shoot it? Alright. Heavy revolver. Attack rhino. Is that what I want? I was saying earlier that you sound like an assault rifle. Okay, ground combat, press N key, start a new action for your characters. Okay, characters will move in combat. Okay, weapon, changes their weapon. Okay, so if I press N... Oh, I see. So... I want you to change weapon. to the shotgun. You, I want you to change weapon to the rifle. I want you to change weapon to the shotgun. And I'll want you to change to... go with the rifle, sure. Okay. And we can reload, 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 and reload. Okay. And I want you to attack the rhino, attack the rhino, attack the rhino. We're all attacking the rhino. There we go. Okay. That looks good. No, if I press N, then they'll attack. What the heck's going on? Okay, Professor Wells just died. Let's go ahead and reload. Okay, but now I've got a pretty good idea of how the combat works, so that's cool. So if I go to F, we want... Alright, so... Weapon... You can use the shotgun. Weapon... That's fine. Weapon... Okay, weapon... Sure. Oh, no, no, no! I didn't mean to shoot this guy. They're shooting in random directions. Crap. This isn't what I wanted to do. Okay, let's reload. Good thing I loaded before this crap. So, okay, so I just want to make them like swap weapons and reload. Just walks away like nothing happened. No, don't! Professor Wells has taken 2 points of damage? What? Why? Monk shrugs shoulders and walks away. What was their problem? How do I leave? There we go. Okay, let's see if I can find this rhino. I don't know where the heck I am. I feel like this game should come with a map. I only shoot the rhino, don't pray it's spring. Okay, I'm back into London apparently. Let me see if I can, like, rest or something. Okay. Everyone leaves feeling refreshed? Okay. Oh, I think I have to cure. So, Elizabeth will cure Wells. Oh, no. Caused him damage. Okay, who is... Hold on. Who's my medicine person? Lady Marie is good at medicine. Oh, okay. She's the one I should have done. Okay. So, cure... Lady Marie will cure Professor Wells fully restored. Ah, there we go. So I don't need the inn for health. I should save before leaving? Oh, can I combat the innkeeper? Probably. Yeah, looks like it. Fisticuffs them? Probably. Need the same gun accident as the last 2 times? Man. Innkeeper. We already have it. Does the innkeeper just have, like, infinite health or something? Seems like it. Alright, this is, kind of rough. Let's see, so who has... Alright, Professor Wells has, like, 0 marksmanship skill. He's good at throwing. And he's good at punching. So maybe I shouldn't have Professor Wells have a gun. Lady Marie has 1 marksmanship. Not much. Elizabeth has 5. Maybe Elizabeth should be the gun person. Everyone else should just punch. Oh god. I'm stealth. Alright. Alright. I want to try something real quick. I want to see if we can make our own characters. So we have it saved there. So... Yeah, they don't know how to use guns. I just bought a bunch of guns for people who don't know how to use guns. That's exactly what happened. What is S? Okay. So if we go to setup, page 11, paragraph 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 13, word 8. Oh god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Savage. Okay, so start new game. Use create party disk. Okay. Use party disk. Buy his characters a gun, you know how to use this, right? Use it? I've never seen one myself before. What the heck? What the heck? How do you run the character generator? $89 charge? I don't know. No, that didn't. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Space1889. Did anyone ever play this game? I feel like all the information I'm getting is for the actual tabletop game. I think more people play the tabletop game than they do this. Yeah, okay. Don't see anything here. I'd really like to make my own characters, you know? Oh, this is irritating. Paragraph 4, line 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Word 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I start new game, it's the current drive, hard drive, yeah. Start new game, use party disk, right? What the heck? Yeah, there's the career, character, start, mod. Here. I had my Tandy set up, I could try to run it in there and see if that would work, but not set up right now. I guess we gotta play with the default. I guess that's it. We just gotta get a bunch of people who don't know how to use guns. There's the save files, okay. Adload.bat. Alright, good night, Zeph. Oh, okay. My computer just crashed. Alright. Well. Alright, well, I'll just continue with the default. Okay, so, CD1889 setup. Now, page 60. Paragraph 1. Line 5, word 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's Goose. Continue saved game. Oh. Oh. Does this version of the game have music or just the minimal sound effects? I think it's just the sound effects. Okay, when I hit continue saved game, it just crashed. Ooh. That's not good. That's not good at all. That's bad. That's real bad. This is definitely the kind of thing I would need to be able to load save games with. Oh, wait. I think I know what I could maybe do, although it would be really awkward if I... Oh, gosh. Okay, well... 1, 2, 3... And 5, word 2. 1, 2, 3, 5. Garbled. So if I start new game, use default characters. Okay, now it won't start up at all. What the heck? Hmm. Line 4, word 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start. Continue saved game. Oh my gosh. Oh man, this is not good. This is not good. How do we get the game to start? Last time it worked when I just selected new characters, right? '86, paragraph 2, line 3, word 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. Scenario. So, VGA. Okay. Grabs a hard drive. Yes. Start new game. Use default characters. Okay, maybe this is a game I'll have to come back to. We've invested so much time in learning about it, which maybe this is the game. We were playing the game. We were playing the game for a good hour.